listeners. My name is Cornelius Koda Wakala. I'm a teacher of agriculture. Actually, I prefer calling myself a farmer because a farmer gives me the right identity of what I am and what I love, what I'm interested in. Today we are having a session on Uneb Made Easy, Agriculture Paper 1527/1. Our vision, our objective is A. Look at this paper. Section A, this has two items, and the items include item 1, which has two parts, and these parts are item 1A or item 1B or even item 1 Roman numeral 1 or Roman numeral 2, depending on the item writer or setter. And then also this very section has item 2. These items, all of them are compulsory. This section is compulsory. Has concepts on value addition to agricultural harvests. These harvests in agriculture, we harvest milk, eggs, meat, not only meat, but also fish, like you're seeing here, fish, fruits, vegetables, oils and legumes, cereals, tubers, agro wastes, actually, including papers and biogas. Also harvest beverages, drinks, like tea, cocoa, maybe coffee, tea or coffee in that way. So item 1A is it requires you a learner, a candidate, to give procedures of making, processing safe and clean agro products or produce. If you're talking about processing yogurt, ice cream, sausage, tomato, sauce, juice, then you have to follow the recommended steps and the standards. In other areas, these are also known as occupational health and safety procedures. However, my candidate, never forget the right arrangement of your responses. Procedures are sequential. Let the first step be first, followed by the second to the last, respectively. Don't mix the steps. Don't mix those procedures. Arrange them respectively in a sequence of one to the last one. First one to the last one. This item 1B is an item which asks you to use the scenario in this very item 1, and identify the challenges, suggest solutions, and remember to justify these solutions. Justify them. The word justification is actually very important. Justify these solutions. Don't just give a solution and leave it hanging, leave it undressed. Dress it, mask it with a reasonable justification. The suggested solution is on how, actually, justified solution is on how it can, how that solution can be used to mitigate the challenge. Possible challenges in this item or number are transport. Sometimes there will be a challenge on transport. If you read the text item very well, there will be a challenge on transport. There may be a challenge on packaging, the challenge on customer care, the challenge on grading or pricing, low prices. Then maybe when this person was in selling his produce or products to the customer, sold them without any container or anything. They just gave in hands. Then the reduction test, the product or produce that was processed or the produce is tasteless. It has no taste. This is a possible challenge in that item. Then there will be a challenge on preservation and storage. How is that product stored? How is that product preserved? Always a challenge there. Then processing, processing, the setters normally bring issues related to processing. They want you to think about processing. They want you to look at processing as part of value addition. Remember, this item or this number is addressing value addition. There will be an issue on marketing. The customers don't want, they have refused, the produce is not on marketed, there are no sales made. Then there will be issues of ownership. Now, generally, this item may also cover issues of income. Maybe the person in the scenario case has small income, has a very low income, and is not able to buy a quick transport mean, is not able to do packaging, is not able to market and process. There will be an issue on that, and then there is an issue of ownership. So as a candidate, how do we address? Now I'm giving you just a possible projected solutions, and you have to find your justifications you yourself, because this curriculum does not really based on the teachers know technical know what, but it also is based on the learner. It's learner centered critical thinking. So you critically think about these solutions and give justifications. Now for transport, in case the challenge in the test item is saying that this person had very small income or could not afford to buy a quicker mean of transport. Then what are the solutions? We are recommending saving or applying for a loan to buy a quicker mean of transport. What about packaging? What are the solutions? We say use recommended containers or recommended packaging materials. Yes, and you give justification. About customer care, provide good customer care language. Yes, let this person use a good customer care language. Then the grading and pricing. We are saying please grade and price according to the quality and the quantity. Please grade, price according to the quality and the quantity. Taste. Since it is value addition, add flavors, sweeteners like sugar. And then what is the justification? Why should we add these flavors? Why should we add sweeteners? To improve on taste. Nothing less. Then how about preservation? Preservation, we are saying, yes, let us use the refrigeration method. Let us refrigerate our product. Maybe if it's meat, let's dry. If it is meat, let's smoke. If it's milk, let's pasteurize. Let's boil. If it is meat or fish, let's salt, respectively according to the product or the animal harvested. So, friends, there's an issue also in processing. Then they say, since these products have no market, in the challenge, they may be in the test item, maybe that they may show something that since this person didn't sell, so he was throwing away the unsold produce. We are saying that unsold can be processed into other products so that they can gain more value and also gain more, they make more sales. Then marketing, let's quickly advertise. Why are we advertising? Give a justification. How about ownership, probably of land or company or business? We are saying, oh, consolidate this land first and then register members. This is item 1B. It is basically talking about how you can identify challenges in the test item and give solutions with their justifications. I think let's proceed. Item 2 is soil science. This concerns itself with the soil improvement and management. Always use the scenario in the test item to identify challenges. After identifying those challenges, I want you to mark this quotation, this punctuation here. Mark it very well. That after writing your challenge, you're going to follow it with that punctuation, and then you propose solutions together with their justifications. Now, the suggested challenges in this test item may almost times concern issues with poor soil aeration. Yes, poor soil aeration. There will be issues on poor soil structure. There will be issues on poor drainage in the test item. This is, remember, this is item 2 and talks about soil only. and there will be issues of unsupportive soil pH. There will be issues of stickiness and plasticity of soil when wet, or even hard to till, hard to work when dry. Issues of that kind that really limit fertility of the soil or ability of the soil to support crops. Yes, there will be issues on effects of soil erosion and the surface runoff. How is soil erosion and the surface runoff affecting the farmer? There will be those issues. For example, there may be rills, there may be gullies in the garden, or even the crops that are grown in that soil are easily washed away. Such things related to that. Those are issues. There is also another issue, nutrient deficiency, members. Now, suggested solutions to this for poor aeration, we can say let's add the organic manures. Then for soil structure, yes, let's use organic manures or even such as compost. Then for poor drainage, are you seeing that even organic manure is covering everything here? So apart from organic manure, you can suggest other possible solutions. For example, mulching. For example, yeah, minimum tillage. For nutrient deficiency, you can even recommend deep cultivation. And then for soil erosion, recommend mulching, recommend constructing terraces, recommend agroforestry. For nutrient deficiency still, and also soil structure, recommend bush fallowing, recommend liming. For stickiness and plasticity, recommend application of organic manures, organic mulches, even deep cultivation, even marring. Yes, mixed soils, mix the different types of soil, silty and clay to form loam, so that this entire soil is able to support crop growth. Members, all those suggested solutions are not enough for you to get a score. Go continue and give justifications. Why are you applying mulches? Why are you applying artificial fertilizers? Why are you carrying out marring? Why are you applying organic manures like compost? Give justifications. Procedure. Section B, here we are talking about animal production. This section covers items such as item 3 and item 4, and this section directly deals with animal production. Animals examined here are poultry. Yes, we talk about poultry, talk about goats, we talk about rabbits, we talk about fish. We can also talk about cattle, amongst the many other animals that are taught in agriculture, paper 1527/1, with the concept of how they are farmed. Therefore, the candidate should use the test item scenario. Always read and understand the scenario in the test item, and you have to understanding, identify challenges, members. Identify those challenges are important to be identified, and those are challenges will be in categories. For example, this category here, as in this case, this section, part 1, animal production, has categories of animal establishment, has a category of animal management, has another section on animal harvest. So there will be issues, there will be challenges in the scenario case that are talking majorly or basically on animal establishment, animal management, and the animal harvest. Members, after identifying those challenges, don't categorize them like I'm doing here for you. Your work is to write according to the to the standards of the paper. Give solutions on an identified challenge, and please, I encourage you to identify as many challenges as you can. Identify many challenges as you can. Give solutions and give right justifications. What do I mean by giving right justifications? For example, the challenge on yeah, we are going to look at the next slide, but then the challenge may be you might have identified a good challenge, but then you give also a good solution, but when it comes to justification, you give a contrary one, an irrelevant one. Please be curious, be conscious on what justification you are giving a solution that you are proposing to address a certain challenge. You also continue to read about, also master the animal management challenges, maybe issues of diseases, maybe issues of parasites, maybe issues of feeding, issues, yes, like such issues gives right solutions, give right justifications. Then animal harvest, give the right solutions and right justification on harvest. With these items, we don't proceed after harvesting. We don't talk about storage, we don't talk about transporting, we don't talk about processing, we don't talk about value addition. Those processing, marketing, transporting, storage are part of value addition. Here, we basically emphasize animal establishment to issues concerning farming animals, but starting with establishment of the animal, and then animal unit, and then the harvest of the animal unit. Please note, now this is very important. Sometimes the test item writers may give supportive what materials, may give support materials, friends. Remember this always. After you've read and understood your test item, always remember that there may be supportive materials. This is actually, let me even whisper, this is actually cheating for an exam. This is an agriculture center who is trying to cheat for you an exam. When he provides support what materials, probably use them. Yeah, basically, let me even emphasize, is definitely they use those what support materials. For example, the setter may say that the recommended age or stage of harvesting rabbit is when rabbits reach 8 months and above. Now, on challenges of harvesting, don't again set your recommendation or standard. Use the support material that harvest these rabbits when they have reached or they have matured at 8 months, as it is provided in the test item as a support material. Members, please use the support material. That is almost a free mark if you use it. Yes, let's proceed, members. I want us to look at these possible challenges in this part. The categories, like I told you, there is animal establishment, and under animal establishment, the challenges that may show up in the test item have damaged animal houses, maybe poor breeds, age, maybe the animals are too old or too young, maybe then the type of the animal. This person intended to start a dairy animal unit, but again, instead of buying a dairy breed or a dairy type of animal, this person went ahead to buy a beef type of animal and expecting to harvest a milk. No, that is also a challenge you have to note. Sometimes they may show up. I'm not saying they're exactly coming, but sometimes they may show up. So be conscious. And what are the possible solutions? Repair the damaged houses, replace the worn out parts like doors and timber, and maybe roofs. Replace them. If the house is too old, then reconstruct. You're giving solutions to the damaged animal house. Then about to the breed, the type and the age of the animal. We are saying, select, when you're selecting, select the right type of the animal, the right stage of maturity. Then also select exotic animals. Oh, if you can't do those two, can you crossbreed the animals you have so that you get the idea of producing dairy that you had at the first place, than having beef animals expecting to produce milk or dairy? Dairy farming. Then the other aspect is on animal management. Friends, there are issues, challenges may show up on diseases. And these diseases may not be certain, they may not be directed to you and tell you that there is coccidiosis or there is anthrax. No, maybe there is Newcastle. No, they will show you, they will try to depict or pick symptoms of some of these diseases, animal diseases. They may speak signs of some of these diseases. For example, rough hair coat. Maybe, for example, the animal is feels coldness. Maybe the animal is mild. Maybe the animal has a weak, yeah, it is showing weaknesses, has lost appetite. All those ones may be signs of disease infestation on the farm. So how do we control them? Which solutions do we propose? Isolate the animal, those ones that are sick, treat them, then vaccinate accordingly, or even cull, hey, sell or slaughter, or give as an offering to those who don't have anything like an animal. Give them freely. That is what we are talking about. That's what we are meaning by culling. Or seek veterinary support. Seek veterinary support. Then there may be also a challenge still under management of parasites. And remember my candidate that parasites are in two categories. Like you have also had this in biology. There are ecto ones, the ones that are external. Then there are internal parasites. Now, those ones that are external or internal, they are these cross-cutting points. Number one, for internal, deworm or drench. Drench with recommended drugs. Then spray with recommended chemicals. Maybe if the parasites are ticks, then use acaricides which are recommended. Then groom. As you're grooming for external parasites, you are able to see them and you can control them biologically by picking. And then lastly, clean the animal's environment, the animal environment of feeding, the animal environment of interaction, clean it. However, fence. Now, friends, these two proposed uh, solutions of cleaning and fencing and also come back here on animal diseases and help and support you as solutions. Remember to give justifications. There are other challenges under animal management, such as feeding, such as bleeding and the conduct of the animal, and even sometimes ownership of the animal. So at this level, members, we ask you to continue to read and master the solutions that you have to give for feeding, balanced diet or balanced ration, then providing clean water and clean feeds, steaming up the animals, that is giving concentrates, supplements. Then for those animals that are conducting, that are misbehaving in the herd or in the hatch, then you have to castrate those ones that are basically male ones that are misbehaving. They are inbreeding. Castrate the horn. Yes, those that are fighting so much, the horn. Then the hoof, or trim the hooves, cut short the hooves, cut short the nails if they are rabbits, and so on, and give justification why you are doing so. Ownership of the animal. Then you carry out identification. Please yeah, propose identification as a solution for managing animal ownership or identification issues. For example, by branding. And when you've branded your animal, when you've tattooed your animal, you are able to actually identify and claim ownership. Now, what happens with the animal harvest as another concept? Animal harvest. Here we talk about tools used in harvesting animals and then the age at which this animal is being what? Harvested. Are we using a panga to harvest chicken? Are we using knives to harvest beef? Okay, what kind of tool are we employing in harvesting? Then two, at what age are we harvesting our animal respectively? And I said there may be support what? Materials. Support materials may come along here, along or here. And they say by research, the narrow says that rabbits mature quickly and reach slaughter time at the 6 month. Then you use that one however much they have given you as a recommendation, use that one, even if it may sound wrong to you. Use it and get a mark, get a score, and then later we share a soda and we say, Teacher Cornelius Coda, our vision came to pass. It is actually A, nothing less. Let's continue, brethren. We have this part, and the part is addressing crop production. It's part 2 of section B, and it has items such as item 5 and item 6. These items concern themselves to crop production only. Crop production only, though it is difficult, though it may not be convincing to a farmer like me. You can never come and tell me, Cornelius, wake up. You see what? You can separate crops from soil. I may hardly take it, but yeah, it is hardly convincing. But then, even if you can convince me on 1% convincing, let's go with that one. And we are saying, let's separate crop production from soil science. Soil science was the other side of section A, which was compulsory. But in this part of section B, actually section B has 2 parts. You choose only one answer from each, one number, one item from each part. And here you are going to choose also one item from this part, either item 5 or item 6. Members, let's continue. These items concern themselves crop production. Crops like tubers, trees, that's now agroforestry, beverage crops such as tea, coffee, cocoa, then cereals, vegetables, fruits, yes, fruits such as citrus, oranges and pineapple, so on. Then, and yeah, you cannot exclude oils and legumes. Use the scenario ever and read it thoroughly. You can read it twice or thrice and understand what the challenges. Understand what the challenges in the scenario case, in the scenario identify them, and after identifying them, we are going also to categorize them like we did on animal. And we are not, it's not your role to categorize them. You listen to me, pay attention. Hamza, pay attention. Richard, I'm seeing you, you're even dozing. Wait, Richie, look at Sharon, you're even dozing. Please pay attention now. Don't categorize them to say that these ones now are challenges under crop establishment. These ones are challenges now under management. These ones are challenges under crop harvest. Yeah, even if you categorize it. But then just be sure there will be no score for you categorizing them. However, look at them and understand them in this category. They are challenges on crop establishment. Please identify them, give solutions with right justifications. For example, on a challenge concerning crop establishment, and we say, probably just imagine, I'm quoting a scenario here. Musa intends to grow potatoes in this season, but the soils that Musa have and the land on which Musa is intending to grow the potatoes has a lot of trash, has a lot of bushes, has hills, has rocks, and even tree stumps. This land is not good for potatoes. You may give a solution which says, okay, since that is it, let Musa choose another land. That is not a right solution, my friend. Okay, you can say Musa should use that land to plant beans. That's irrelevant. Madness of madness. So what we need to do here is to identify the right challenge, give the right solution with the right justification. Musa can carry out timely land preparation. In so doing, he will be removing the tree stumps, the bushes, and the trash, so that he obtains a fine garden which is ready to receive seedlings or seeds for seeds, or ready to receive tubers for tubers. In that way, giving sense. And a farmer like me, I can even award you with Coca-Cola soda when you're even doing a paper once I see you're doing the right thing, I will nod my head and say, this one, God, give him another abundance of years. Yes, let's continue. Yeah, crop management is also another issue of crop management. Identify the challenges there, give solutions with the right justifications. Crop harvest, this is very serious. Give solutions on the challenges of harvesting crops with also right justifications. Remember, even in this particular item, the setter may provide support materials. The support material may be, yes, T has a recommended spacing of 4 by 4 meter. Yet in the challenge, these people planted T 2.5 to 7 meter. Then use the support material. Like I told you, even if the support material sounds wrong to you, use it. It is not by mistake or it is not awkward to have it in that paper. Use it the way it is and earn yourself a score. Let's continue. This part has 2 items. I attempt only 1 item, but then I know by your common sense as the other 60 sense, you're going to use it and have the instructions understood. Let's continue, members. Possible challenges in this part 2 of crop production. Possible challenges in their categories on crop establishment. We may have a rough seed bed. Rough seed bed. What do we give as solutions? Remove or bury or ban, and then maybe carry out secondary tillage or employ proper land preparation skills measures so that you obtain a fine garden ready to receive seeds or tubers depending. Then another challenge may be the variety of seeds still under crop establishment. We are saying use resistant seeds. Another challenge may be tools. Maybe this person were using longo tools to plant. They were using a forked hoe to make holes for cereals. Then they are saying no, that's not right. As an agriculturist, like a farmer like me, we are saying use recommended tools respectively, because I know you also handled the issue of tools in senior 1 and you are able to tell which tool does what and how does it apply, how is it used in crop production. Then there may be issues of late planting. Please recommend or give a solution of early planting. There may be issues on spacing. Members, use recommended spacing. This one I said it may be provided. It may. Don't say, you Cornelius Coda, tell me why didn't I have the material about spacing? I'm not saying it's a guarantee. They may provide or they may not, but use the recommended spacing. Maybe issues on plant population. We are saying those gardens that are overly populated, can we practice thinning? Those gardens that are underpopulated, can we carry out gap feeding? Yes. Under crop management. This is crop what? Management. I think the typer wrote AM, but it is supposed to be CM. Crop management, there may be issues on pests. What are we handling? Which solutions are we giving for a farmer who is suffering from pest infestation, pest attack? Spray using appropriate pesticides, or use traps. You can use even scarecrows or practice closed seasons. However, we can also handle manage pests by timely planting, or we can also manage pests by crop rotation. Sir, note this. Crop rotation. Crop rotation. Crop rotation is going to be a cross-cutting point, even when it comes to soil. But how do we categorically use crop rotation as a solution? When it comes to soil science, pay attention, John. Pay attention. Had I not had pay attention, please. Yes, when it comes to soil science, crop rotation is used to recycle nutrients, to manage nutrient deficiency. Full stop. I know you've marked that. Now, when it comes to plant production, crop production to plants, in this part 2 of section B of this agriculture paper 527/1, crop rotation is used to manage or control or avoid or prevent pests. Yeah, because some pests enjoy crops differently. The way rats are affecting your crops is not the way aphids are going to affect your crops. However, rats and aphids can still be in the same garden and they may be still a threat to a farmer. So crop rotation helps us to always regulate the population of these pests and send them away from our gardens. Members, let's continue. There may be an issue on crop management still related to diseases. Yes, related to diseases. Diseases that are affecting our crops. And I told you that the examiner may not be, or the test writer may not necessarily be open and tell you that this was maybe bacteria wilt, or this was cassava mosaic, or this was mildew, or whatsoever. The examiner may not be certain to that level, but may give you symptoms. For example, with pests, they may also not tell you that there were observations of aphids. There were American bollworms. There were maize stalk borers. No, they may not be there. They may leaf miners. They may not be there, but they will show you, and they will be pointing at symptoms, and which symptoms are also pointing for you at the diseases or pests. Now, symptoms for diseases may be stuntedness, may be unhealthy crops that are stunted with small leaves, folded leaves, yellowish, also wilting may be there, but be very certain to separate, differentiate between diseases and nutrient deficiency symptoms. Disease symptoms, disease signs, and nutrient deficiency symptoms. So if you are able to differentiate those ones and you say nutrients are basically issues of soil, probably they may even come across here, they may come across here, but then we are going to say for those nutrient deficiencies still under crop management, we apply organic fertilizers, or we apply artificial fertilizers which are specific. For example, if a nutrient deficiency is showing that the soil, the crop is not feeding enough on potassium, on magnesium, on calcium, or even nitrogen, then we can recommend use of artificial fertilizers. But here, with disease symptoms, we are going to see folding of leaves, stunted growth, the crop or plant has not matured to the expectation of the farmer. Then maybe the fruits are rotting. I mean, some diseases are fungal, others are bacterial, others are in that line. So you're going to recommend spraying with uh, recommended uh, drugs or chemicals, then uproot the diseased crop. Use clean planting materials. There may be seeds, tubers, or even seedlings. We use clean ones that are disease free. Then we can carry out crop rotation still, crop rotation, so that we don't contain the disease in the garden. Yeah, members, there may be an issue also as I'm winding up. There may be an issue on weeds in the garden. We are saying these weeds here, how best can we control them? Solution is spray. using systematic herbicides or appropriate herbicides. Then apart from spraying, uproot the weeds themselves, without timely planting. Then remove them, weed them mechanically to control the spread and multiplication of these weeds. Members, after giving all those solutions, remember to give and justification. Don't write solutions, then the last page you are saying I'm just giving justifications of these numbers. No, let them be coherent, connected to one another. So challenge connected to a solution, connected to a justification in 2 or 3 lines. 2 or 3 lines. The best writer will use 2 lines. The poor writer, by virtue of poor handwriting, like yours, Adam, it will be 4 lines because the handwriting is very poor. It does not even accommodate signing on the on a document. Anyway, I'm joking, Adam. Let's continue. Yes, there may be issues of overbranching. The crops have a lot of branches. The crops have a lot of leaves, and because of the lot of leaves, maybe it may not have been an issue of spacing, but the issue may be a lot of rain, and sometimes crops tend to grow fragile when there is a lot of rain. In rainy seasons, crops tend to grow and flourish and make more leaves, make more branches. Hey, so that they can lose more water, of course. They can lose excess water control. Probably, yeah, in such cases, we are advising this farmer to carry out pruning to regulate the number of leaves or branches. I mean, number of branches. Or then, for instance, crops like a tea, crops like a cocoa, that may not require a farmer, even in coffee, that they may not be required to grow too tall, too tall. So we recommend topping up. Let's cut off the upper branches, which will not benefit the farmer. Members, there may be an issue on drought. On drought, let's irrigate, let's carry out mulching, let's carry out cover cropping, and in that way we are trying to conserve moisture in the soil. Friends, the crop harvest may be issues of maturity still, and the maturity we are saying harvest at the right time, carry out timely harvesting. Harvesting, probably if the examiner has given you or the test rate has given you material, use it. May say cocoa is harvested when it has turned purple or when it has turned yellow, then harvest at that stage, and give a justification why that stage. Then probably harvesting, uh, the issue of harvesting in crop is timely harvesting, because should you under harvest, okay, early harvest the crop when it has not matured quick enough, it will be an issue of quality still. Should you harvest it when it has over matured, then it still will be quality and probably attraction of pests and diseases in your crops or in your gardens. So members, always when it comes to harvest, recommend harvesting on time. Then two, think about the tool they are using to harvest. Yeah, each tool is designed to harvest a distinct crop. Each crop is harvested using a different tool. So use recommended tools to harvest your crops at a mature stage. End of our facilitation, and wish you success. I just want you to go and get that F for me. And I tell you, should I know that you got it, it should not be you to give me a soda. It will be me to buy for you a drink of your own choice. Please, wish you all the best. Don't forget, you've been watching and hearing or being facilitated by teacher Koda Cornelius Wakala. You can find me on those contacts there, 0773 36 75 03 or 07404 74001. They are all on WhatsApp. Remember to subscribe and share, please. Share with your friend. Yagaliza ofune we bagamba nti yagaliza ofune